Good morning, fellow Stardewers. It is so nice to see you. Ralph, Dreamlab, Brian, Steve, and anyone else who's watching out there. Thank you so much for dropping by. I'm back in the linen cupboard, as you can see, because Julia has a few meetings, but hey, that's cool. I must admit, I actually kind of like the linen cupboard. It's just a very nice sound here. I feel really secluded and, all to myself, even though this room isn't really made for what I'm using it for. But hey, I'm already thinking ahead. What happens if because this is just a tiny little, it's not even a laptop. It's like a tablet computer with a keyboard attached, and it can do all kinds of funky things. But I'm thinking, could it be that I could just take one of my other computers that I use as a render node with a bit of a better graphics card, just kind of put it in here somewhere, get a kind of smallish monitor. I think 27 inches, that's just going to be too big for this. But if I go like, a bit smaller, I could potentially, produce other live streams in here, like for other things and other games. So I suppose a game like Stardew is definitely possible here on the Surface Pro, but I think other games, that's gonna be difficult. So who knows? I'm thinking ahead. It's awesome to see you. Steve, I'm really sorry to hear that you are feeling a little bit down, but just like Dreamlab said, Stardew is amazing for that. So it is one of those games that really just lifts up your mood, I guess. And, it's great. If you can join us, fantastic. It's also a nice remedy to fall asleep. If you're thinking, hey, that's all nice and colorful graphics. That's, all that's in there. And it's wonderful to chat to you. It's nice that you could make it. Well, here, I guess, come on, there we go. That's it, controller comes around. And you have to tell me, what is a cobber? You said, hello, cobbers. And I don't really know what that is, so please clue me in. Time is a weird one, I must say. I totally agree with that. For me, with Julia and I were just talking about this. Yesterday was our 16th wedding anniversary, as I told you before. And it is one of those things that the 16 years have gone by so fast, seriously so fast. But at the same time, the weeks, I can't believe it's end of April already. The weeks just go by so quickly, it's unbelievable. So yeah, time is kind of weirdly irrelevant at the moment. It's just, there's a Sunday, and then next thing you know, it's Thursday, like today. Crazy stuff. Next thing also, I've played 61 hours on Stardew already, which is exciting stuff. So there we go. Let's see what happens today. I've been doing some tests, by the way, with the Surface Pro. It is capable of streaming at 60 frames a second, but the picture quality looks really rough and mushy, so I've decided to use 30 again. It doesn't look bad if I go to Twitch or to Mixer in 60 frames a second, because those services, they just basically flip the packets of what I'm sending, but YouTube always sneaks a transcode in, and that transcode is what's essentially ruining the leftover picture quality. But in 30 frames a second, you can actually see my face, which, is good. And it's definitely, it's 30 frames a second, but it's usable. Frame rate is stable. Hey, I thought it would be fun to send you a letter. Really? I don't really know what to write though. Here, I've enclosed a treat for you. Don't tell anyone, but I snagged this from the back room of Joja Mart ages ago. Okay, see you soon, Shane. Shane is writing me letters. Grumpy old Shane. I'm telling you, we are best buddies. Look at that. Good morning, ladies. My beautiful hens. Eating all the grass. Well, enjoy while you still can. I believe autumn will soon be over in about 20 something days. Ah, yes. Indeed. But the good thing is, Streamlab, that means they are communicating. So us as the people working for Instacart, we like to hear that. My new cows. Looks like I should fit through here, but I guess I don't, so that's okay. Do I need to worry about anything in here? No, not really. You guys still have enough hay. I mean, you know, I could just put that here. Oh, yesterday we went mining. That's why I've got so much stuff with me that I have to do something with. These are kind of, you know, mining related things. I don't know if I can milk the cows. Can I milk the cow yet? Daisy is too young to produce milk. Oh, okay. Sorry, Daisy. I will put the pail back in the box. And we'll see what else we can do. Ooh, Jay's Brewing Empire is cranking them out. Look at that. Pale ale, grape wine. Ah, that's the life. Let's put another brew on. There. World Aquarium Singapore. So good to see you. Thank you so much for joining and welcome to the stream. Let your hair down, grab a cup of coffee and join me for a beautiful day in Stardew Valley. Here's my horse, Bilgahan. Oh, that is nice. And of course there's a lot of watering and harvesting to do. Oh, I don't know what to do first. Let me go and fritter some of this stuff away. Say hello to the cat. There we go. Always good to say hello to the cat. This is kind of the random locker that I dumped everything in that we didn't need when we wanted to go mining. This is oak resin. Oh my god, that's exciting stuff because it means we can make another keg. That is cool. We should have a look today down south by the forest and see if we can find more, because oak resin is really what holds the production of more kegs up. So more oak resin equals more kegs equal more making pale ale, and that equals making more profit, which is of course what it's all about. Well, not really, but it's, you know, it's one part, one component of this beautiful game. There. Julia's just upgrading her axe, I think from copper into steel. Yeah, all free-range animals here, very nice. Good to see you. Are you joining us from Singapore, World Aquarium? In which case, good evening. I do these streams every day during the pandemic at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. I'm also doing some streams on Twitch at 5 PM Eastern Standard Time. And they were not quite daily, but I'm beginning to make that a daily habit. Yesterday we played... what was it again? Cube Escape Paradox. What a creepy game. But we have managed to finish it, so it's over now. And for this afternoon, Brian and I were talking earlier about what shall we play next. So, What Remains of Edith Finch is on the short list, but there's so many other games that I own that I've never played that I thought, you know, maybe we can do that. Or there's some 3D stuff we can do. Cobber is a maid. I got you. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. I thought it'd be something along those lines. Plum and blackberry. Now those make great jelly. They also make good wine. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to pop them in here. Close by. Oh, beets! Look at that! I didn't know we had beets. Very good. Expanding the brewery isn't easy. I'm thinking I'm going to do that around here. Like, I can't put that here, but I can put it kind of here. No? I can't? Yes, I can. Oh, that works as well. Oh, good. Nicely done. Well, in that case, let's put more... Let's try to put it to the test and make some maybe blackberry or wild plum wine. Let's try that. There. Jay's Brewery. Alright. Singapore, excellent. Thank you so much for your kind comment about the DAZ Studio work. It is a hobby. It is definitely a hobby. Yes, I'm planning to make more, but you know, there's also DAZ. I really like DAZ Studio, but I also, you know, dislike it, if you know what I mean. It has so many quirks that other 3D apps don't have, but it is a wonderful program for ease of use and many other things. I'm planning to make another animation, actually. I can tell you about this. There's I bought another, this is another stonemason set. It's something to do with a library, like the Gothic library. That was it, the Gothic library. And that's a beautiful set. It's not big, but I'm planning to do something with it. And it'll be for something like watch parties, I was thinking. That's a cool idea, to have a separate title sequence for watch parties. But I'm also thinking perhaps to zoosh up or just have several variations of the title sequence for the game streams and the 3D stream. So, you know, it'd be kind of cool to have several variations going there. Yeah, that is true, but like somebody on our Discord server said, they spent over $2,000 on characters alone, and that's, you know, oh my goodness. There is, of course, that thing that, yes, the software is free, but in order to free to start, it does cost you so much money to run. And I believe you made that argument once, Dreamlab. So is Blender. Blender is also free. Blender has other issues. I'm thinking of, while I'm doing farming here, I've got my, you know, just getting started this morning here. These guys are beets. Let's go grab the beets as well. What do we do with beets? I'm not entirely sure what we do with beets. We do have quite a bit of time left here in the autumn, so I'm wondering if I could just go and turn my aubergine into seeds, and also maybe turn the beets into seeds. Also could turn the corn into more seeds and just go sow them out. It is like a drug. Oh my god, yes, that is totally true. And also, Ralph, this is also very true about the old razor versus razor blades thing, the old Polaroid versus film packs thing. Unbelievable how cheap those cameras were at one point, and how expensive the film packs used to be. And then, of course, you look at how expensive they are today, and you think, whoa, really? The Impossible Project have a lot to answer for. But hey, they are still available. That is cool. I'm thinking of sowing some more beets out here. There we go. And aubergines. And more beets. There we go. And then we can check if it's anybody's birthday today. And printers and ink, exactly. I think that, you know, it just goes on and on. There's just so many of these examples. Yeah, secretly, and I don't mean this in a vicious way, but I do, every once in a while, I do think, where's DAZ gonna go? How's this gonna end? Where's this all gonna go? You know, and I'm saying that because Steve and I have been often speaking about this in regards to the framework that they're using to build DAZ Studio. That's highly outdated. That is not something that is even supported anymore, and I really don't know how long they can keep it up to build DAZ Studio as a developer. You know, they have one code base, they use the Qt framework to do this, and the version of the Qt framework, Qt 4, is no longer in production. It's no longer supported. So it makes me think, how long can they do this? Because if I don't update Xcode literally every 2 years, I cannot build iOS and Mac applications anymore. It's as easy as that. I can't really do that with old versions of the IDE. So I don't know. There'll be a point at which I just can't launch this thing anymore. So I don't know when that's going to be, or how they're going to transition into a new version, or if it's in fact not actually a problem. That is also very possible, that I'm just making the whole thing up. That is also very possible. I do know, this is kind of nice, I do know that they're currently working on implementing a new render engine in DAZ Studio. And it'll be a real-time render engine akin to Eevee, a little bit like that. It's called Google Filament. It's an open source project for rendering things in 3D in real time, 3D things in real time. And I don't know how they're going to do it. They may replace the current OpenGL render engine that is in there, or they're going to turn it into a second viewport. I don't know. I've only seen notes so far in the changelog, and that's very exciting. We're all very excited to see how that's going to be, because real-time rendering in DAZ Studio, that would be crazy good if they're implementing it well. So if and how that sees the light of day, we don't know yet. But they're working on it, so it is kind of cool. I'm gonna grab my horse, go to the pub, because it's a hard day's night. Come on, Bilgehan. Let's go play my favorite game. Journey of the Prairie King. Or Junimo Card, I don't know yet. We'll see. Do you know, Backdoor, this is exactly what many of us have done. I don't even want to know how much money I've spent with DAZ over the years. It's certainly gone down significantly in the last few years, because I feel like most of the content that I see on sale these days, I'm thinking, yeah, I have that. You know, yeah, it's not for Genesis 8, but, you know, it's also still usable, so... Oh, hi, I'll take your order in a few moments. I was just walked up to the till. Looks like we're getting a cutscene here. Elliot, what's happening? Hello, Jay. What a pleasant surprise. Isn't it just? Fancy seeing you here. I was just stopping in to relax for an 8-hour writing session in the pub. Bartender, 2 of your finest ales, please. Oh my god, he's buying me a beer. This is so exciting. That's a good point, Ralph. Exactly. Max and Ira just don't get along, do they? And that is something that isn't actually DAZ's fault, that there is an issue with the Ira integration. It's literally just an Apple limitation, that there's an issue with the frameworks that they're using, and supported graphics cards on the Mac. They're just it's an Apple thing. They've changed the APIs. They want you to use Vulkan now rather than anything else, and I suppose that puts a bit of a spanner in the works for supporting RTX cards going forward, because they just can't make their way into Macs. And it looks like the way DAZ are in bed with Nvidia, it looks like that's kind of where the future is. So that's where the Google Filament thing is such good news, because if the render engine is well implemented and the results are good, then we have another option rather than wait forever for an iRay thing to come up and render that picture. Maybe we've got another path to go down to. It's very good. Yeah, which is bizarre that Apple have made that decision, but Oh, thank you, World Aquarium. I really appreciate that. And I suppose, that's keeping that in mind. I'm making because the materials are so well set up for that Gothic library set, I'm going to go and make that a DAZ animation. It's going to be headaches because the animation tools in Blender are just so much more superior. But, it's going to be, I think because of the materials, I think I'm going to make it a DAZ animation. We'll see. Wait, I propose a toast to Pelican Town, our friendship, my good health, to your doom! Qt 4 is like dead. I mean, Qt 5 is already getting into end of life, which is bizarre, isn't it? So they're kind of, is it already end of life? Is it Qt 6 that I'm working with now? I don't know. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I say, to my good health. Let's do this. Well, okay. Here's to Jay. Thank you so much. Awesome. Woohoo! Down the hatch, brother. Plus 50 energy. Heck, strong stuff. probably from Jay's Brewery. Look at him dance. Very cool. That is so funny. Oh, I've only just started. I wanted to go in the pub and... Oh, Clint, what's the matter? Looks like we're in a kind of family drama. Clint's all sad. What's going down? Dramatic moment coming up. Hello, Jay. Care to join me? Everyone's inviting me for beers now. This is exciting. What's going on? Perfect. World Aquarium, yes. DAZ is good to know and good for exporting content from, but to go into the future of both modeling, animation, and physics simulation, anything really, cloth simulation, Blender it is. I do agree on that. Yes, if you have a choice between I can only learn one 3D app, is it going to be DAZ or Blender for the next, 3 to 5 years? Yes, Blender it is. I would certainly put my money on Blender. DAZ is something you don't really need to know much about. You don't need to learn much about DAZ, other than if you want to use their content in other applications, how to load it and how to export it. That is something, to learn from DAZ Studio. I think that's what I would do. And then really focus on the nitty-gritty in something like Blender. Absolutely. That's probably what I would do. DAZ second. I totally agree with Steve. That's exactly right. No, and don't hold your breath waiting for filament. No, I have access to what's called the publishing build, and that is at a version in which it should be implemented, but it looks like it's not in there. So it looks like it's something that they're experimenting with internally. So it's not to say that it will come, it's just something that they're meddling with internally, but it doesn't mean it'll ever see the light of day. That's also the sad truth there. It is true, the results of iRay are staggering, but the pain threshold to get there is sometimes huge, I must say. So, and it is absolutely true what Dreamlab says, that it takes a lot more effort to learn Blender just because there's so many more things in there. But the way they implement it is just on a different level compared to how DAZ implement things. If we just say something like cloth simulation, yes, there is D-Force, yes, that is in DAZ Studio, but the way it works and the speed at which it simulates is, and the cumbersomeness of how you need to use it is kind of, it is a hobbyist application after all. It's not a professional application. And it shows, yes, you can get results of draping a blanket or making clothing drape around a figure, but the cumbersomeness that you need to get there is different to professional grade application. I would class Blender as a professional application. So indeed. I suppose Blender, there's also the way that Blender has, I'm just making up a number. Blender's got like 1 million features, but the ones that you need are probably not all of those. So the good thing about Blender is, yes, it has certain things like sculpting, but you may not ever need sculpting, or you only need a basic thing to move a few vertices from here to there, and that's easier to do with the what's it called, with the sculpting tool rather than with vertex animation tools. So it's, there is that. Blender has so many features, but most of them you probably won't need. You need to know how to set light in any 3D application. You need to know how to set light, how to get a picture out, and how to set up your scene with building blocks that you bring in, and you need to make it look pretty. That's if you use fluid simulation, if you use the rigging tools, if you use whatever the kind of the anti-block equivalent things in Blender, it's kind of up to you where you want to go. You don't have to use those, but yeah, there is that. Blender has so many options, but you don't need to learn all of them. That's good to remember. Well, let's see what Clint has to say. Let me just go ahead and tell you what's on my mind. Please, Clint, please, don't hold back. I have terrible luck with women, Jay. Sigh. Oh, you me both, brother. Nobody wants to dance with me. I'm a nice guy, if you get to know me, I swear. Oh, that's so sad. The girls all seem to like you, Jay. Really? Which girls have you been speaking to? Got any tips? Oh my goodness. My tips on women. You come to the wrong place, Clint. That's like, you know, asking a blind man to draw you a picture. Impress women with your strength and charm. Okay, possible. Act crazy to keep people guessing. Interesting idea. Just act natural. Be yourself. Treat women the same as men. Oh, Clint. Notice the new soundtrack we've unlocked. I don't think I've heard that music yet. I think, Clint, if I can give you one tip, and it doesn't, you know, it's not about impressing women or being successful in your business or whatever. Just act natural and be yourself is probably the best tip I can give anyone who would ask me that advice. Be that in a video game or in real life. I don't know. That's the problem. I do act natural, but I never have any success. Oh, don't say that, Clint. Oh, there she comes. She's his sweetheart. He likes Emily. Hi, Clint. What can I get for you tonight? Oh, don't ask him that. Yes. Yes? That's the answer? I mean, I'll have a big and cheesy with extra sauce, please. Oh. Hi, Jay. Hello, Emily. How you doing? I've appeared in Emily's dreams, by the way, not recently. Thanks, Emily, for taking my order. Emily, I was wondering... Oh my goodness. Dramatic moment. Yes, Clint? Come on, Clint. Never mind. Oh, you were there. You were this close, Clint. Come on. Oh, what a shame. Oh, you had your chance. Hi, Shane. Here's your beverage. Oh, Clint. So, how's your shift coming along? It's fine. Thanks for asking, Shane. Do you have any new chicken stories for me? Shane has chicken stories? Oh, and Clint's all sad now. Look at that. Oh. I'm doomed. Don't say that. Oh, poor Clint. And I'm out of the pub again. Unbelievable. Yeah, I suppose, you know, it really is dependent. I don't know if we're going to get another story here. I just want to go play my video game. There we go. Perfect. From the pub people. There we go. Journey of the Prairie King. Look at that. Or Junimo Kart. Let's go with endless mode. That's my new favorite game here, Junimo Kart. So yeah, the thing is really, DAZ is supposed to be intuitive, and I suppose that's why it is relatively simple to get started. I think where many people have issues after a while is when they want to do more complex stuff. So I suppose if you use DAZ for what it's intended to be used, which is buy content from the store, dress up figures, pose them, render them out. That's really what it's supposed to be used for. Then you're kind of fine. And, you know, over time you go and learn about lighting and make your pictures look better. And if that's all you use DAZ for, it's actually fairly easy to get going and, you know, produces fairly good results. It's usually when people try to do more advanced stuff with DAZ Studio that when they try to do stuff that DAZ Studio isn't really meant to be used for, the makers of DAZ would like you to, you know, rather not do that, or, you know, that's when things get messy and complicated. And by messy, I mean you have to buy a plugin that is written like a hack because it's trying to emulate a professional application and it's just not working out. or, you know, you rely on something like the timeline tools that used to be the standalone plugins like Keymate and Animate, which is now, or Keymate and GraphMate rather, which are now integrated with DAZ Studio. You know, they're still hacky little plugins that were never developed by DAZ in the first place. Or the hair engine, you know, those are all just things that DAZ was not meant to be used for. And as a result, when you try with a hacky add-on, it's going to be messy and difficult, and users aren't happy. You know, that's really where the problem is. If you don't use these tools, and if you really only go and load a figure, put an outfit on, put an expression on, put a pose on, do a render, you know, it works. Animations, I think, you know, DAZ have a bit of a... They were trying to position DAZ as an animation tool, and I think that's a bit far-fetched because you know, yeah, it can keyframe certain things, but others it can't really handle. Like, you know, animating light values in mesh lights, for example. It animates them, but it never shows you the keyframes for it. That's, you know, terrible. But basically putting anti-blocks on people who then walk around, that works, or people who dance. You can even import mixer more animations, that also works. But I suppose the moment you try to make something that needs external data imported and exported, that's where DAZ can't really handle that very well. So as long as you stay in the DAZ universe, let's say, you know, DAZ as a final product and the DAZ store as the source of your products, you can create amazing things for it, but it's going to cost you a bundle really to do that. It's still fun though, so I'm not having a downer on DAZ, you know, it's still fun to use, so don't get me wrong there. This is the level where I always get stuck. Level 2, and you only ever get to try it out for 4 seconds. Then you're back to level 1. Dang. You're very welcome. It's actually very nice to chat about DAZ. That's, you know, because there's a world full of fans out there of DAZ, and I think that's one issue I really have with the company as such, is that they're not very welcoming to their own community. You know, it took them literally 20 years to have a blog, and the blog they do have isn't actually very good. What I really miss is DAZ 3D, the company, saying, hey users, we embrace you, thank you so much for having purchased so much content and for supporting our project over the years. They never said that. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. How can you not do that? You know, that they've never cobbled together usable documentation, that they themselves do not produce YouTube videos and show us how to use that freaking software. That is unforgivable, you know? And for a company that is actually successful financially, I'm thinking there's just no excuse for doing that. It doesn't really matter if you don't have the skills to do it yourself. You have a very skilled community. Ask around, man. That's what I don't get. That's really the missed opportunity that DAZ as a company, that they're not really taking the user base seriously. They have a forum that they barely allow any posts on. If you say something slightly controversial, your posts get removed. That's unforgivable. That's terrible. The fact that they obviously can't take criticism that well is, you know, it's just weird. So that, together with the product that is at its core actually very good, you know, I think that's just a weird kind of contrast there. But that's just my 2 cents, really. I've always had that bone about DAZ, and many people have shared that opinion. Because in my book, it's a bit of a lost opportunity, you know. Chris, good morning, my friend. How you doing? I saw your message on Discord. You will be streaming. Was it at 2 or at 7? I forgot now. I'm on the Junimo card again, sucking terribly. At least on round 2. I'm quite surprised how well I'm doing on, well, not so much on this one, but how well I'm doing overall on the first level here. That's very cool. I didn't know I'd ever learn this game. Oh, when they throw boulders at you. 7 PDT. I'll give you a shout out in a moment with a link to your channel. Then you can all catch Chris's stream. Chris does Blender stuff, 3D modeling, very cool. Chris was modeling the Enterprise there recently, and that's on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, catch him on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's very cool. Good to have you. By the way, the L is silent. We're just having a really nice discussion about DAZ Studio. You use DAZ Studio, don't you, Chris? Actually, no, I know you do, because Chris has made several outfits for DAZ Studio. You can find them in the freebies section, I believe. Is it on ShareCG? Do check it out. It's all on his Twitch profile, so that link will get you to the resources that he makes available, including his Discord server. And I'm hatching this plan, just to clue you in on this as well, Chris. I'm hatching plans on making a new animation soon. I don't know, I don't think it's going to start today, but soon I will make a new animation project with the Stonemasons. Oh, what a shame. With the Stonemasons Gothic Library set. That looked so cool. I bought that a few weeks ago and I was thinking, man, that's just awesome. I want to do something with that. Possibly as a secondary title sequence, or for something for like a new project. There's also the title sequence I need to build for my Creative Minds interview project. Finally need to get that going. Maybe that's a good idea. Just thinking out loud here. Maybe that might work. That might work for that. Another thing I wanted to do is to bring together DAZ and, again, one of the stonemason sets. I think there's the Streets of Venice. And that looks like it could work well with Blender. And because it doesn't have so many different materials that need to be set up differently. So, I mean, the materials need to be set up differently for Blender, of course, but they look like they're easier to set up than things like the Urban Future set. And my plan then was to go and take that set and make the water animate in Blender. That's the plan. Literally make it animate there. If that doesn't work, use Carrara to make that happen. Which, that's a challenge. Oh, what a shame. Mr. House, good evening. Oh. That reminds me, you and Steve are both from Australia. I've just seen a tweet from Andrew Price, the Blender guru. He's recently changed internet providers to somebody who's to a provider who I think AussieNet, I think, and they make their statistics public as to how much of their infrastructure is being shared with other customers, and it looks like he's had one before that was not giving him the full bandwidth. I put that on your Discord server, Steve. I was reminded of you because you're paying for a higher bandwidth than you're currently getting, which of course has an impact on your streaming. So there we go. Interesting to see that result. Okay, I'm gonna have one more go at this, and then we're gonna move on from the Junimo card. Even though that was that goal. Right, that's it. Let's go to bed. Let's do farming. Had a heart-to-heart with Clint earlier. And with Elliot. Ah, there we go. Let's ride home. I was going to have a quick look on the calendar here and see if it's anybody's birthday. Jodie's birthday. That's on the 11th. Well, let's see what Jodie likes, shall we? Because I don't know where Jodie is currently on my friendship scale. But it's not high. 3 hearts, that's not that high. We know nothing about Jodie's favorites. That's interesting. 11th of 4. Let's see if we can give her something that she likes. There's also another quest here. Trying to keep the art of fishing alive. I'll pay you 120 for any fisherman who catches 4 anchovies. Good luck. 120G reward. You get to keep the fish. Anchovies. I forgot where they are. I think they're in the ocean, aren't they? We are such a global audience. Unbelievable. That is so cool. I'm glad to see you all on board. That's very nice. Very nice to see you. I'm going to try and catch that anchovy. Because, you know, while we're here, I believe we catch anchovy at the ocean. I might be wrong about that. Do we have any... Yeah, we do have some. Let me go put that on. There. Woohoo. Hiya. Oh, was it? So yeah, that's exactly, yeah. So somewhere here, right? I think this is where I got anchovies from. Oh, it's getting late already. But it looks like tonight, for some reason, I'm only fishing out trash here. What's going down? Maybe they're only during the day. It could be that during the night they're not there. No, look at that. All I'm catching is this sort of stuff. Oh, actually, I'm using a different controller today. While I'm thinking about it, I'm using my regular Xbox controller again. So I can put the rumble back on. Rumble on the Xbox controller works really well, but on the PlayStation 4 controller it's a bit more, you know, in your face. On the Xbox controller it's a bit more subtle. All right, let's head back home if we can. Oh, can't get through here. Oh, I'm trapped on the graveyard now. Goodness. There we go. Bye, Emily. Hexagon. I just saw Hexagon mentioned there by World Aquarium. That is a cute program, I must say. And it is free, that's true. I'm not sure if I'd recommend it. The thing is, the tool that's best really is the one that works for you. So keep that in mind. It's not that Hexagon is terrible or anything. And if you have any experience with it and you can make it do what you'd like it to do, then, you know, that's the perfect tool. That's what I'm always thinking. The best tool is always the one that works best for you. So it doesn't mean it needs to be popular or that others get it. If you get it, if it works for you, if it's intuitive for you and it does what you want it to do, then that's the perfect tool, really. The thing with Hexagon is it hasn't seen an update in 15 years. And that's kind of, you know, down to DAZ again, probably because none of the developers who know the code are still around. And so that's, you know, an issue, because there'll be a point at which it will stop working, quite frankly. And right now it still does. It's limited to 32-bit, so it won't be able to address anything more than 4 gigabytes at all of memory. And there is a tip from Horo, I believe. He can tell you, that's on the DAZ forums. If you look for Hexagon 32-bit Horo, that'll probably get you an article by Horo in which he explains to you how you will make it at least see 4 gigabytes of memory. So that'll avoid crashes and all that on you know, on Windows at least. On Mac it's not an issue, but on Windows you have the issue that it only ever sees 2 gigabytes of memory, and it can utilize this thing called expanded memory, I believe, in which you can see 4 gigabytes. And you need to enable that with a little hack that you need to do that in order for it to, crash less. But so the fact that it's not seen an update in such a long time, it is literally abandonware at this point. So it would great. It would I was gonna suggest that World Aquarium to have a serious look at Blender. And I know that the learning curve is steep, but it's it's one of those things. It is in production, and if you do want to do serious modeling, then yeah, just try to get away from hexagon at one point. Just wanted to put that out there. Just caught that comment, and I didn't want to let that go uncommented. Sure, no problem. Dear Jay, says Mayor Lewis, 1 week from today, we are holding the Stardew Valley Fair in the town square. It's the biggest event of the year, drawing people from all across the country to our humble town. If you'd like, you can set up a Grange display for the event. Just bring up to 9 items that best showcase your talents. You'll be judged on the quality and diversity of your display. The fair starts at 9 AM. Don't miss it. That's true. Those are good plus points. The bridge to Hexagon. I used to like Hexagon. I used to use a lot of Hexagon because I just couldn't work out Blender. I just didn't get it. It was one of those things that I thought I wish I could use it. I just do not understand it. And sometimes you gotta acknowledge that life's too short. And there's only so much time. And if you want to quickly make a change to an item of clothing and you happen to know how to do that in Hexagon, by all means use Hexagon. But if you want to build something from scratch, then I say, look elsewhere. Speaking of looking elsewhere, I think we need to look after our little hens here. They need some food. Oh, they have some food. Good stuff. Just pick up some eggs. So many eggs here. I'm thinking of investing 25,000 smackers into that thing that Marnie is selling, which is an auto grabber, and it'll go and pick up eggs and milk automatically. I think as soon as my cows are old enough to give milk, I think I'm going to do that. For now, I'm going to go and have a look for, I don't know, my scythe with me. Let me go grab that. Because otherwise my horse can't pass on our way to the, there it is, scythe, and I'll go pick those things up as well. I don't need the lights, I don't think. I want to see if my other oak resin is ready to be used. Always good to have a look at everything that's going on here. See, the horse can't ride through this, so it needs to, I just need to go and clear that out. Some of it makes hay, which is nice. So glad you dropped by, World Aquarium. There's so much good information happening here. I really appreciate that. Last time that happened, I turned this into a standalone video. That was, this is might do that with this as well. There's just so much nice information that we're all contributing here. I really appreciate that. 3, look at that. My goodness. So much foraging going on. You're very welcome, my friend. I think that's what's so cool about having a community like this, that we just go and just shoot the breeze about something that's actually really difficult to come by otherwise. Ah, honey. All right. More honey, even better. And I think, this is what these game streams are also really made for. It's less about watching me play the video game, even though that is also cool. It's also about just talking about the things that are dear to us, you know, whether that's how do we cope with the current COVID-19 crisis, or how do we get things done in 3D applications that we love, up to and including sharing successes and failures and workaround tips. So there we go. I think some people didn't get that when I started streaming video games, and I'm glad that I think that we as streaming becomes more popular, I think more and more people get what it's about. I think this is nice to see. So is that correct? We have 3 oak resins. That is so super cool. And so many. How many are these? 52 blackberries. My goodness. The good thing is we met that friendly bear in the forest one day, and he got us some kind of a tip in which the blackberries are now available for so much more money to be sold. So that's very cool. I love that. We're going to be blackberry rich. I'm not sure if I'm going to turn them all into jam, even though that would be the perfect thing to do over the winter. Like literally have 10 jam jars. What do you think, Dreamlab? That's a cool idea, isn't it? 10 jam jars, and then just go turn all of this into blackberry jam and sell the jam rather than the blackberries. Because I'm thinking, I would imagine that the blackberry jam is still more valuable than just selling the regular blackberry. My god, look at the size of them. The amount, the sheer amount. Wow, you've been watching streams that long. You were one of the first people who really understood then how entertaining this can be. Very cool. Oh my god, more. There's more of them. I think you also actually taught me this in the when I started streaming. I thought this was more about hanging out and having kind of a community get together, and you taught me this actually, that you said, you know, it's not about how good your gameplay is or how good your setup is or whatever. It really is about the personality and to be able to communicate that way. And I very much appreciate that advice. Also very much appreciate your continued support of hanging out in my streams. That is so cool. Which actually, it's funny that funny how that slipped out. I don't actually think of this as my stream. It's more like these are our streams. This is our time to come together and spend some time. And especially and most importantly in these distressing times, so important to have these get-togethers. So thank you. Indeed, World Aquarium. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's like hanging out with a group of friends. Like back in the day, you used to meet up in pubs. You know what my mom does? She regularly meets people once a week in a pub, and they just hang, and that's important to have that social component. And in this kind of day and age of often isolation, that's not easy to find groups of people that you click with. Chit-chat session, that's right, yes. Yeah, I think the streams, Ralph, they bring this whole new level of interaction to it. Because I think it's one of the big kind of YouTube professors, as they're called, always says that YouTube is about content, but it's also more importantly about people. And I always take that very seriously, this thing about if somebody leaves a comment on any of my videos, that often sparks a discussion. And that's really nice. That is, then we have this back and forth communicating, and that's kind of the one step before doing it live, because you do it kind of in your own time and through different time zones and with a few hours of delay. And then streaming is essentially that in a more immediate setting, I guess. But often people can't make it to streams, you know. I see many people watch my streams after the fact who just can't make it to the session, and that is also perfectly legit, because, you know, it's not studio and you don't always find time. Mushrooms. Shall we pickle the mushrooms? I think I might just sell the maple syrup. I think I'm going to sell that. Put the trash into the trash thing, like driftwood. That's also trash. That goes in here. And then, of course, more eggs in the mayonnaise machine. I might actually just cut a little bit more grass off here, because I can't really see where the mayonnaise machine is. There. Chickens still have enough. There. Makes it look a little bit more tidy. Chickens still have food. That's good. I think the cows... I think I have given the cows some stuff, so they should be fine. Just thought I'd pop in and say hello. Always important. On a rainy day like today. There we go. See you tomorrow, girls. So nice. Good point, Steve. Absolutely, very good point. Yeah, indeed. Like, the best tool for you is the one that works for you. Indeed. And corn. Yeah, well, oh, there we go. More wood. That's nice. So yeah, I'm thinking of making a whole kind of a jam farm. Yeah, maybe make that here. Or, I don't know. Or should the jam farm maybe be moved out elsewhere? I think maybe the jam farm, maybe it's better suited to be somewhere else. Because jam takes such a long time to make. I wonder, maybe we can put some of this land to good use here. If we just put the jam farm up on here somewhere. That's actually fairly small. Perhaps on here. This could be the jam farm. With a new shipping box and about 10 or so jam jars over here. I think that's a good idea. What do you think? I think that's good. Let's do that. Because we only ever have to look into these every so often. So I could even do it so that I have one jam jar here that reminds me of when the thing is ready. And then, yeah, maybe we'll do that. Let's let these guys finish their jam, and then we'll pick up all these jars and put them over the other side. I think that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Groceries on their way, finally. Dreamlab, that's such good news. I'm so happy. Cheese press, now that reminds me. We need a couple of those. We need 10 more hardwood. Oh, okay. Definitely. Because those are awesome because they turn our milk into cheese. And that makes us more money. This, we need coal for that. Oh, right, okay, we need coal for those things. Hardwood and coal. Ah, okay. We can make that happen. Ah, I love today already. It's not about missions, it's just about optimizing the farm a little bit. I like that. Wood, where's wood? Wood is over here, isn't it? Alrighty. What's got to be in one of these lockers here? Now that can go in here. There's also milk in there. That's interesting. How do we get milk here? 3 hardwood, so we need 7 more. That's cool. We can make that happen. With regular wood. Don't have regular wood anymore. Have I used it all? Seriously? Or maybe it's down here. That could be wood. Yes, 397 wood. All right, so let's pick that up and turn that into coal. Oh, 7 weeks, my goodness. Yeah, you need to replenish the stocks. That's a coal making machine here, I suppose. Yeah, that's the one making coal. Oh, blackberries. Awesome. So with coal, we can then make our jam jars, and then we can put them on the island there. And just before I go to bed, I'm going to go and put the cheese press next to the barn. Maybe over here. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Cheese press. Alright. Maybe in front of it? No, doesn't work. Doesn't work. Maybe over here. Perfect. Don't want to make this too crowded here, you know? Maybe in the front or on the other side. I don't know. Let's see. Can we put it here in the front? There we go. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. So then we can already try it out with our milk that we have here. Go put that in. Perfect. Makes cheese overnight. All right. It's getting late, so I'm going to bed. Horse will hopefully find his own way around. Go to sleep for the night. Oh, Ralph, that's interesting. And that's through that market right away, right? So the market offers this service. Basically, like in the 60s, they used to have this grocery delivery program that many of the smaller markets would just do that. You know, hey, Mr. Papadopoulos, I'm going to go home now. Could you deliver that for me? Yeah, sure. When my boy does the rounds, he'll bring it around. That sort of thing, you know. That was around back in the day. And in the UK, where I used to live, the supermarkets had this kind of service. This started around 2000, when just before mobile devices came out. There's just like an internet delivery type service. They set that up, and that was kind of cool to see that come. And when we moved here to the US in 2012, it was interesting to see that type of service, other than Amazon, so not for groceries, didn't quite exist. So Amazon, I think they were trying to get into this with something called Amazon Fresh. And you know that now we have things that are so commonplace. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? I work for Instacart. My wife works for Instacart. She's making some phone calls right now. She's working for them full time. I'm working for them part time, and I'm an in-store shopper. So I'm the guy who puts the things into shopping bags, and the driver comes and collects them, brings them around to people. One of those things. Oh, Steve, thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for being here, and have a wonderful night. Don't forget to join me later on the Twitch, of course. I'll drop a link in the chat right now. At 5 p.m. I'll be on Twitch, and we can do exciting stuff. Some game that I haven't quite decided on yet. Brian said perhaps What Remains of Edith Finch. So that may well be featured. That's nice. Yeah, I believe we call this service, there's something, so Instacart offer these two things that on one hand you place your order online, like what Dreamlab just did, and they then pack it and deliver it to you. But there's a second thing that they call curbside pickup, and that's pretty much like what you're describing, Ralph, that they say that you place your order, and it's designed for people who go, hey, I'll be ready, I'm passing by my local supermarket at about 5 p.m. after work or 6 p.m. after work, and they have your order ready. You just drive up, you let them know you're there, and then they bring it to your car. So it's a very, very cool idea. Super convenient, that. Very cool, yeah. Curbside pickup, they call that. Oh yeah, the magic painting, indeed. Yes, thanks for dropping that link in the chat, Brian. That's a very cool idea. Brian, by the way, let me just give you a shout out as well here. Brian is an author, and I have narrated some of his audiobooks. And we're working on a second project, which we should really, get going there. I do that in this setting. This is kind of why I'm here, because this is where the microphone sounds the best, really. And so Brian's a science fiction author, and he also likes doing animations. He's got some very cool stuff on his YouTube channel about some just exciting experiments. I really like the passion that you put into all this, Brian. But there's also very interesting other stuff about 3D printers and about workflows with 3D printing. And of course, the latest thing in which you've recreated yourself in 3D. So his Patreon supporters can get access to Virtual Brian, which I've yet to explore in Unreal Engine. It's very, very cool. Always a pleasure to have you, buddy, by the way. And that was this, that you've referenced, the magic painting. That was a particularly interesting project in iClone. So yes, very, very good to watch. World Aquarium. That's a very, very interesting way of doing it. You watch it and you think, how did he do that? It's just very, very nice. And I really appreciate the making of video that you've made there, Brian. Another sunny day. All right. Let's pick up some coal and put more coal into the coal thing. J and Jam Vlog, thank you so much for subscribing there. Welcome to the stream if you're watching. Very nice to see you. Spend a beautiful day in Stardew Valley with us. And hang out and chat about 3D things. There we go. Hens are already out and about. Very nice. See if they've left me any presents. Yes, they have. And also, I think I'm going to go and give them some food just because I know that the next rain is going to come for sure. Oh, dude, come on. And when it does, and I forget at that moment to pick out the hay, to put out the hay for them, at least I've kind of pre-worked this. Right, eggs go in the mayonnaise machine. Good morning, ladies. Enjoy the free-range grass while it grows. Winter will be here soon enough. And also remember, you need to share it with the cows, which are here. How you doing? Milka and Daisy. Good to see you. That's cheese, isn't it? Look at that, our first piece of cheese. That is so cool. I'll do the same thing I did with the hens. I'm going to put some more food out here. There, just in case. Oh, right, you got yes, right, I see. Sometimes that happens. That you get blocked by the evil bot monitor. If I'm on my desktop, I usually get a notification and it'll say there's this link, do you want to approve it? But I'm not on my desktop, so it's I'm only got my iPad here, and the iPad doesn't bring that notification up. Look at the Brewmaster. You're very welcome, Brian, no problem. This goes in here, and that goes in here again. Oh, and we're gonna have more casks. That will be so cool. Oh yeah. Blackberries, they also make good wine. I wonder, should I maybe, that's another option. We could always put, should we put the, like the whole operation for making jam, we could always kind of put that together with the brewery in a way. Or may that be, oh hello Co. Yeah, come over here. Yeah, eat some grass. Good stuff. Eating grass. You gotta go over the bridge to do that, man. That's cool. I mean, I suppose there's enough room down here that we could... I mean, my original vision was to put lots of kegs down here. But I suppose some of these things, like the blackberries, they could also be turned into jelly as well as jam. So, sorry, into wine as well as jelly. So, I don't know. Food for thought. Added 6 pieces of hay to the silo. Good stuff. Ah, thank you so much, Brian. Thank you. That is exciting. Brian is a mod. Dreamlab's a mod. I appreciate your help. Cat! Good morning! Don't mind the cows. They're friendly. Oh, these are cranberries, so they're gonna make a lot of good money. I like that. Cranberries, corn, and whatever else we've got going here. A lot of stuff. Do a bit of watering here. And then we'll see if we can make some casks and expand the brewery. Oh yeah, and also we need to have a lot of coal. Coal then makes the jam jars. I didn't know we needed coal for that, but I guess we do. There was an update to the DAZ Studio publishing build yesterday. I've installed that, but I haven't looked at that yet. I love to see the first preview, the first results of this filament thing. You know, I don't know. It's just something I'm really excited about that. I will check that out later, World Aquarium. I'm looking forward to that. It's always nice to see other people's animations. Oh, coal. Sorry, cat. Just filling up my watering can here. So coal, make more coal. There's also mayo to be sold. Mayo goes in here. Oh yes, and pale ale. And mayo. Maybe the seaweed as well. And maybe that as well. Who needs it? And the cheese. Artisan goods. Let's sell the cheese. And the wild honey. This we're not going to sell. Pine tar, I think we don't need. Maple syrup we don't need. Pizza. That's going to come in handy when we go and mine. Beets, I'm thinking I'm going to turn into jelly, or into pickles rather. And I believe 10 pieces of wood make a good piece of charcoal. There we go. That's that. Now let's see if we can craft some of those preserves jars. Yes, we can. Look at that. That's perfect. What is this? Another charcoal kiln. Oh yes. 20 wood. So we need 8 coal to make one of these things. Do we? That is a lot. That is a lot of coal. I wonder then if we should make a few more charcoal kilns. That'll make us some coal. But at the same time, I don't know if that's a waste of time, because when we go mining, we have so much coal to gather. So it's a tricky one. But at the same time, wood is so plentiful and charcoal is made so quickly. Let's get another couple of these. We get at least one of those. That's cool. And that shall be perhaps the beginning of Jay's new jam factory down south. Because this takes so long, I think we're going to go and put that sort of stuff here. There. I think this is where we're going to put the first one. Somewhere here. Yes. Good stuff. And can we pickle this? Yes. Great. Pickled corn. Awesome. This is how we're going to do that. Jay's Jam Jar Factory. Or Pickle Factory. Something along those lines. And the charcoal kilns, well, I'm thinking they really don't need to be here. Necessarily. They can be elsewhere. And perhaps even closer to my workbench. I'm thinking. Or shall they be more over at the... No, I think... it doesn't really matter where they are. I think here they're just a little bit cramped. So I think I'm going to go and take them away. There. Even though with the smelting metal it kind of made sense to put them here. I think now that we have 4, I think I need to put them elsewhere. And maybe... I don't know, maybe down here? No, this is a pathway. Can't do that. It's all going to be inefficient if I do that. This is kind of far away, but it would also be kind of cool to have it by the water's edge. Cow agrees. Let's do that then. Okay, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. I see this was not... Oh no, actually, that's okay. That's okay. There, now we can make 4 pieces of coal. 1, 2, 3, and... Oh no, it's in the way! The cat's water bowl is in the way. Dang! Okay, let's see if we can get rid of that. Okay, can we put that... Yes, look at that, that works. Oh no, I can't go through here. Oh man, that's terrible. Okay, let's put this closer to the water's edge then. My goodness, the organizational stuff here. And so that we can, that they're all nice and in order. Let's go put that here. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Much better. Now I can walk through here and I can put wood in here. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I can literally wait for that. Probably Google Maps, yes. Oh, look at that. Perfect. And I love that the doors are closed. Look at that. While it's making charcoal, the doors are closed. That is so cute. Oh. I like this multiplicity thing. This is really cool. That just does this thing. Do we have... did I put bait in here? No, I haven't. There we go. Put bait. Perfect. Sucker for efficiency. Oh, nice. We're done already. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Haha. Well, while that's doing that, I think this should make us some classy preserves jars. What, 1? That's it? Oops. Oh, I see 50 wood. Wow, we need to do some more wood hunting then. Man, and more hardwood we need. Oh, God. Okay, fine. Do we have any wood left? 50. Okay, cool. That's another 4 pieces of charcoal, I tell you. And then we're going to go get some wood in the forest. And then, you know... and then we're going to go and... And then we're going to go get do something else. There. That's perfect. Hardwood and wood. Come on, Bilgehan. Let's go to the forest. I like that he listens. That's very nice. He goes and comes and listens. There. Jay's Preserves Factory. Since, I hate to say it, 2020. It really doesn't have the right ring to it, does it? Look at that, I get 3 fruits. That is so cool. So hardwood first, that's over here in the secret forest. My goodness. 3 of them. And not from every bush. So Julia has taken a different path than I have. So she, for example, has the mushroom cave and not the fruit cave, the one that I have. And it's kind of interesting to see the profit that she gets from that. So she has fairly valuable mushrooms there all the time. I like that. And that's something that I don't have. But I then have fruit all year round, even if it's summer fruit that sometimes shows up in the winter. So that's very interesting to see that difference. And so sometimes I get something like a pomegranate. So it's a kind of a higher risk thing. Often I do get salmon berries, which are worth nothing, but then other times I get something extremely valuable. Whereas Julia has a consistent amount of income through mushrooms, like several $100s or 100 Gs a day are being made from the mushroom cave. So that's when Demetrius asks you one point in the game, hey, do you want me to do a science experiment there with bats, which give you fruit? Ow. Dude, stop it. It's crazy, man. Or would you like me to install something that makes bats appear there? Wow. Foraging aplenty. How many have we got now? 50 odd blackberries. That's crazy. Oi. Leave my horse alone. That's terrible. So it's interesting to see that, and also interesting to see how the dog behaves versus the cat. That is also very interesting. The dog always wags his tail when you come close to him, like a real dog would. Whereas the cat just doesn't really care what you do. If you're there or not, cat doesn't care. Oh no, don't get tired, man. We haven't even got any wood yet. I think last time I was here, I chopped so much wood. Axe. Alright. There's hardly any trees left in the forest. Crazy. And it's getting late, man. I need to go home. We need to come back tomorrow and just do a bit of relaxing wood chopping here in the forest and see if there's actually any trees that we can chop. Oh my goodness. 1 a.m. Do we have our teleportation thing again? Yes, we do. I think I might use that. Come across this tree. And there's more blackberries. Who could say no? Alright. Let's teleport home. Woohoo! Look at that. Boom! That's the cave I was talking about. I'll go in there in the morning, Ralph, and then I'll show you what happens in there. So that's the cave that when you start the game, nothing appears to be happening in there, and it's just an empty cave, and you think, that's just bizarre. Oh my God, $6.5 grand just from beer. Oh, Jay's Brewery. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. Day 11 of fall, year 2. Yes, let me show you that cave. So, when the game is new, wow. Cranberries. Morning, cat. We'll worry about that in a minute. So yeah, this cave here, when you go in there, usually it's completely empty when the game begins. And there comes the point where Demetrius is going to say, hey, I've got an experiment to run here. And he either puts 6 boxes of mushrooms here that give you mushrooms every other day. That's really nice. Or he says, would you like me to turn this into a bat kind of project? And then it turns into this. So that means you get fruit at random intervals. And you don't have to collect it every day. It just collects. So, you know, sometimes you come in here, so the whole cave is full of fruit. And you can then do with it whatever you please. So sometimes I get valuable stuff, like cherries. They're difficult to come by. Like today I got cherries. Salmon berry is really low value. You can probably just better eat that. Like spice berry. Those are good presents for Linus. But sometimes you get something really valuable, even in the winter. Things like apricots or apples, you know, that stuff that you often don't come by. And yeah, that just goes. That's when the bats. That's when you choose the bat route. If you choose the other route, if you choose the mushroom route, then you get mushrooms in there. So either have their advantages. It's difficult to say which one's better over the other. I think I have so much inventory. I think I'm gonna have to go and drop some of it. There. That's more charcoal in my empty ovens. That's good. Ah, see what the sea dragged in. A lobster. Ah, see, inventory full. And a diamond. My goodness. Yeah, so salmon berry and spice berry. They're kind of difficult to do anything with. Mushrooms, I don't know if mushrooms can be pickled. Let's find out, shall we? Can we pickle mushrooms? No, mushrooms can't be pickled. So I'll go and sell the mushrooms as well. Cranberries, I have a feeling I think I can probably better pickle them. Chanterelle! That's exciting. I might keep that. I don't know what a chanterelle is good for. And then this, we can just, snail can go in there and... Spiceberry, yeah, why not? Salmonberry, yeah, let's get rid of it, it's cool. Good morning, chickens. How you doing today? How's the free-range grass? It's one of those components in the game. There's just so much to discover. I didn't know we're going to get 2 of these really emotional scenes in the pub today. That was a surprise. That's very cool. They also seem to happen at different points in the game, so I think it may have to do with the friendship level you attain with the people. Oh, there's another preserves jar here. That's exciting. Oh yeah, we're going to totally transfer the whole preserves operation over to the other side, did we not? So let's go and take those away from here. The diamond machine, well, it just makes diamonds. I got that as a present, I think, for the community center. Completing a task at the community center. And ever since I put a diamond in there, I'm thinking, well, I don't want to really put anything else in there because that diamond replication thing works out really well for me. Can we pickle corn? Oh, yeah. A train is passing through Stardew Valley. We have exactly 1 hour to get there if we wanted to. I have a horse. We could try it out. Let me show you the train. Have you seen the train, Ralph? When this message happens, you have exactly 1 hour. And you gotta make it really quick. Usually when you're in the area, you can probably get there. Ah, there's so much to forage here as well. I think I can just about make it. Train is up here. That path might be blocked at first. There it is, look at that! Train! Give me stuff, man! Oh, there we go. Whoa! Magma geode! Comes out of the train, that's very cool. Whoa! I don't think I've ever had that happen before. This is nice. Oh my goodness, look at that, we're lucky! Oh! The amount of geodes! I have looked at this train so many times, and so many times, literally nothing has happened. So it looks like we're really lucky today that we get something. On the moon! Thank you, train. 14 magma geodes. What do you think is inside? Bilgehan, come on. So exciting. This is a secret here. I don't know what that does. But it's interesting, isn't it? So something is happening here at one point. I really don't know what it is. I think, you know... Leprechaun shoes. My goodness, seriously? We have leprechaun shoes? What do they do? +2 defense, +1 immunity. Are they better than what we're wearing right now? +4 defense, +4 immunity. The space boots. Well, I'll put these in my dresser, if ever I get a dresser. That is the idea. Oh, that's more wood. I'm glad we came. This was good. So there's that, and then we have a lot more wood that we can pick up here. All good for the Preserves Empire. Oh, there's also, let me go and organize some stuff here. There's also the pickaxe. That'll come in handy by getting us some more stone. I mean, stone are so ubiquitous in the mines as well. Which is, I guess, why we need to do a bit more mining soon. Perhaps even in the low quality mines, because there's some good stuff in there. And the new mines, oh my god, they are like really difficult to attain there. So difficult to get anything. Including, you know, ahead. I think, like Dreamlabs suggested, we really need to approach this with a lot of strategy. So I think I'm going to go focus on building out my farm here. And then we'll tackle the new mines at a later date. Hey Linus, how you doing? The people here seem nice, but they avoid me. Oh, people are afraid of the unknown. Have a cranberry. This is a great gift, thank you. No worries, man. We gotta stick together on this. Oh, this is another tip, Ralph. If you get here to the bath, I think I did this last time. For a while I didn't know why the bath was here, what we need to do in here. But it turns out that when your energy is really low, and when you're in the beginning of the game, there's just so much that you need to do in regards to chopping and watering, and that all takes your energy and your health down sometimes. And if you take some time out and wander into the bath and look what happens to your energy level. You just spend a few moments here and the energy will gradually come back up. So sometimes what happens is you go and sleep and you're really low on energy. You wake up, but your energy has only been replenished by about 50% or so, because sleep doesn't always restore that. So there we go. Have a spa day every once in a while. Make sure you go into the right locker room. Men are not allowed in the women's locker room. Women are not allowed in the men's locker room. It's so funny. And I believe the whole thing is mirrored. When you go into the women's locker room, it's literally mirrored. So it's very cleverly done. There, now I'm ready for more chopping. Because there's so many trees that I can cut down here. I think Robin particularly doesn't mind if I keep chopping down this tree. I think I might actually leave that growing because... Man, it's such a tiny tree. Hello squirrel, how you doing? I wonder if I can do something with these hazelnuts that is artisanal in nature. Like, you know, if I could make them... I mean, I don't know what happens if I put them in the preserves jar. Will I get Nutella, maybe? That'd be cool. Tree. That'd be so cool. There, another tree. Should have really let it grow for a little bit. Magma geodes. It's too late to go to Clint's today, but we will definitely go process them tomorrow. Right, let's park the horse here. And see what we need to do. I think the chanterelle mushroom I'm going to keep. Because, you know, it's a gold chanterelle. That'd be great for the Grange display. In 9 days. Oh my goodness. Well. Cranberries. Wow. So I'm thinking I'm gonna, since Jay's jam empire has moved on the island, I'm gonna build another little cabinet that I can go and put there, so that all these things that can be jellied, they can be stored there right away. So I don't need to store them in the lockers by the workbench here. I'm going to store them by where they're going to be jellied. And I think I'm not going to jelly all of them. I mean, the cranberries, they're going to come back. So later in the season, in a few days' time, I guess, I'm going to go and turn some of them into seeds for next year. Like, totally self-sustained farm. I love that. Ah, there we go. And it's getting dark already, my goodness. The day only has so many hours. Oh, there's more corn to be harvested here. Very nice. I don't actually know what it is that I find so relaxing about this game either. It's just I could just play this for hours and totally lose myself in this, you know? Where's my horse? I parked my horse. There we go. Horse is eating grass from the cat. Oh yes. So let's build a box, like a storage box. I think one will be plenty, into which we can fritter some of the stuff that we can. Horse wants to eat grass. Sorry, to keep you away from that hobby all the time. So I can put that maybe here, right at the entrance. There we go. Then I can take things, put things in here and also take them out. Like cranberries, beets. Yeah, beets can be pickled. Corn can be pickled. Artichoke. Can that be pickled? We'll try it out. More cranberries. Okay. And of course blackberries. Tons and tons of blackberries. I don't think hazelnuts can be pickled. Even though, let's try it. I mean, that'd be just exciting if that was to work. These things are still working, so it's deliberate that I put them slightly off the field, because only every so many days you need to have a look into these things. Kind of a low process, kind of a low priority background task, if you will. Hardwood, bomb, coal. Put some bait into that. Haha, very nice. And then put the trash into the recycler. And the lobster, I wonder if we should keep the lobster. Oh yeah, so this is all the stuff that used to be, this is technically the box that I used to keep things in, like that's to be jellied, you know? So I think I'm going to transfer that over to Jay's Jam Empire and leave everything that we don't need in the other locker, like, you know, stone and pizza and trout soup and all that, and wood and hardwood and that sort of stuff. But everything that can be jellied, that goes, just go and transfer that into the other locker, and then I'll come back. Like the peppers and all. Quick shifting this around. There. To make it all more efficient. In the long term. I'm still not too sure what to do with the coffee. I I think I might actually take the coffee out of the equation, and if anything, store it by my hops empire. Also very important because the hops make, or sorry, the coffee beans make coffee in the kegs. So I can go and put that here. There. And you know, speaking of which, pale ale is ready. Maybe I'll diversify. Turn some of that into, you know, into blackberry wine. Like so. It takes so much time, doesn't it? When, like, pre-COVID, you know? Remember those days? Pre-COVID. Crazy. I always remember that when we go shopping, it's not just the shopping and the coming home with the shopping. It's then putting all the shopping away that takes a lot of time and organization. And it then often also involves into, well, maybe the fridge is now, there's some stuff in the fridge that we could throw away or we could take out and use or whatnot. And it's a good point. World Aquarium, thank you so much for hanging in here for so long. I appreciate that. I'll be back this afternoon at 5 on Twitch or tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube for another round of the beautiful Stardew Valley. See you soon, my friend. Ah, you may refer to, Dreamlab, the new bags. So check this out. When you've ordered Instacart before, you would have gotten the paper bags that we're kind of used to. And those were made and shipped over, hold on to your popcorn, from China. Don't ask me why. You know, inside knowledge no one should have really. But these bags used to come from China. And somebody higher up made the decision, why are we doing this? Isn't this, or should we maybe cut down on things from China? I don't know. I don't know the exact reasons for that. But now they've changed suppliers to a domestic supplier. So now we're getting the paper bags from America. And they've only been introduced a couple of weeks ago. And they have of a very different quality than the previous bags. And it is definitely non-China goods, but they're also much more flimsy. So what our shoppers have already complained about is that they are a little bit, they're just, I don't know, they just feel different. They remind me of the ones that I get from Fresh Market. When I shop at Fresh Market, they have these very kind of rough paper bags, and you always have to double back because even, like, I don't know, a bag of popcorn literally rips them apart within no seconds. And apparently that's now what the new American paper bags are like. So I don't know why they couldn't make them as sturdy in America as they did make them in China. I also detest shipping tons and tons of heavy stuff over from so far away that we could very much easier and probably cheaper make over here. Which is, you know, don't burn so much fossil fuel just to get that heavy stuff over here and, you know, drive it all. That just makes no sense. So I'm glad they changed to an American supplier. You know, not because I don't want China to have the business. That's really not where I'm coming from. It's literally the waste of fossil fuels that's going on in the world with stunts like that, just because that is cheaper than making them for the same price in America. I don't get it. Right, yes. I'm glad they did double bag them, because if they don't do that, it's just very risky of the whole thing to fall apart. And no one wants to have their groceries in a bag like that. Your apple tree wasn't able to grow last night. Come again? I have an apple tree? I might keep the lobster here in my fridge. Crayfish even. That's not a lobster. It's crayfish. Let's put that in here. I will so totally forget that that's there. Where is my apple tree then? Just wondering, just curious. I'd imagine it'll be on Jay's orchard. orchard probably, hopefully, being this thing on the fruit island here. I mean, maybe it is that. Is this the apple tree? Could be. It could probably... It might be because there's so much stuff around here. There. Right. Yeah, I've not been to work for such a long time now. I had this notion this morning, will I actually ever go back? You know? It's an interesting, kind of an interesting question. Will I actually go back to work? Can't make more kegs? Iron bar, copper bar, and regular wood. Oh, we don't have enough wood. No, we don't have iron bar and copper bar because they're over here. All right. Totally putting that in place. That and that and that. That goes in here. And then our bars, they are in a disconnected locker, are they not? Thought they were in here. Oh, you know, maybe we don't have them anymore. That's possible. That's for the Grange display. That's, you know, for that. Gold bars. Looks like we don't have copper bars anymore. Oh, cat. Yeah, maybe we've used them all. Looks like we don't even have copper ore anymore. No, we do have copper ore. Copper ore and coal. And what do we need for the things? Copper bar and iron bar. Okay, well then let's also grab some iron ore, which I'm sure we have somewhere. But not so much in the seed locker here. Maybe in the... There's more copper ore. Let's grab that. We don't have iron ore anymore? Could be that we've used it all. That's not that. That. Iron ore. Alright. Let's make iron and copper. Say hello to the cows. Because, you know, that's important. Look at that. 3 different moos. That's very cool. That is so cute. So super cute. Those things will be smelted. So maybe make 2 of those and then we'll make some iron bars. Then I guess let's go water our crops and then we'll have a little rush over to my man the Clint and see what's in those magma geodes that we got from that train that came through Stardew Valley. That was cool. Yeah, so I need to look at those bags myself. I haven't actually had a look and feel and fiddle with them. So this is the first report I'm getting from a customer that the bags have changed. Interesting, isn't it? Brian, have you used Instacart at all? Is Instacart available in your area? I think they are in New York. I don't know about New Jersey, I would imagine. Chris, if you're still here, have anyone used Instacart? Please let me know. That'd be just interesting to hear your feedback and your experience. It isn't always positive, by the way, but it very often is. But there are some black sheep where it's trying to, you know, they're trying to find ways of, you know, making the best out of the situation right now. It's really difficult to find good people. It's a tricky one, isn't it? It is a tricky one. Well, ideally, I suppose that's what everybody wants. Ideally, we'll find a way to be ourselves and just survival will just be taken care of. That's kind of the fantasy world, isn't it? $1,000 universal basic income. Come on. Let's make that happen. sunflowers. They give me the sunflowers and the seeds. So I say, let's pop the seeds right back into the ground here. Get another harvest out of it. Cow seems to be really happy. Or we need to milk them. Coming, ladies! I don't know if you're actually at the right age to be milked. Come back here. Cow. There we go. Yes, needed to milk the cow. Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. Cow. Woo! Okay. Do we have enough money for a second cheese press? Cheese press? No. Need more hardwood for that. And a copper bar. Man. Yeah, we're gonna. That's the next item on the agenda. Make another cheese press. But first, let's go and see my man, the Clint, for him to hack open the magma geodes here. Do we need more charcoal? I mean, you know. There. You're not my horse. My horse is in the stables. Good stuff. Right, thank you so much for letting me know, Chris. Excellent. And you're doing Blue Apron, right? Gotcha. Yes, we've recently tried out, even though both Julia and I work for Instacart, we've recently tried out, not Instacart, in fact, but Amazon service. Which is interesting, isn't it? I think they had an offer on, and I think that's why we did it. Sunflowers. What do we do with those? Do we sell them? Let's go sell those. And sell... No, don't sell that. Put the trash into here. And was there more trash? Yes, more trash. Look at that. That trash goes in here. Oh yeah, so then that... It's like a race every day here, isn't it? It's like a race. Yeah, but Instacart is on our agenda. We haven't even actually, which is bizarre, that we haven't even ever tried it. Julia, I believe, gets some kind of benefit as well, which is really cool to know. They get, as an Instacart employee, I think you get that subscription service thing. Do you know there's some kind of subscription that you get for the waiver of the delivery fee? It's like Amazon Prime. You pay an annual fee and then you can order as much as you like. That's kind of cool. And I think Julia gets that as an employee. I don't get it, but you know, she does. Put that in here as well. And well, the shoes, we don't really need the shoes anymore, so let's put them in here. There. And there, that's, you know, that's a good start here. I think copper bar goes in here as well, for now. And now we'll go see Clint. My goodness, it's 3:20 in the afternoon already. Bye, cows. Ah. Well, maybe, you know, give it a go one day. See what happens. If ever I get discount codes, I'll let you know. But, you know, for new customers, I believe there's something... I don't know if it works across states, but I think there's something that you get the first order without the delivery fee. So that might be something. Yeah, currently they're expanding. I mean, they've always been expanding, but they're now expanding like crazy. And it works kind of both ways, because many people have no work anymore, don't have a job right now. Oh, we've missed it by 10 minutes. Damn you, Clint. And they were saying they were hiring nationwide. They were hiring 300,000 people in addition to what they currently have, because they need to expand so much. When I was a little girl, my father abandoned us because he said he felt trapped. Oh yeah, you told me this before, Penny. So sorry to hear that. It's going great, thank you. Jess, what's happening? I love you both. Well, since we have 10 more minutes, can we reach the Willy? I don't think, no. Willy ain't around no more. Shop's closing at 5 p.m. Elliot, how are you doing? My best buddy. My legs are stiff from sitting at my desk writing all night. You've been writing at night? Good stuff. Sometimes I envy you, Jay. Why is that? Tell me. Because I'm riding a horse through town? Oh, because I'm going fishing on the rickety old pier with my horse. Let's put that in there. See if we can... Is that... Oh, the lobster. Somebody wanted... Gus wants the lobster. Okay. What else? Mayor needs truffle oil. I don't know how to do that. Aquatic research. Pufferfish. I don't know how to do that. Cheat challenge. I'm carving pumpkins. Oh yeah, pumpkins. Are we growing pumpkins? I think so too, Brian. But I mean, isn't that the life? He has a shack by the beach and he writes. And he's got a very sparsely furnished little wooden shack by the beach. Gets inspired by the waves of the ocean. Isn't that cool? That's just such a cool idea. Anchovy, no longer needed. Now, that's a good point about, you know, it's the amount of money, the amount of time a service like that puts back in your pocket is kind of crazy, isn't it? I remember when I bought my first apartment in London, I was making good cash in London, and the hourly rate of the job that I used to do was £25 an hour, which was that's great, you know, as a freelancer. So per day I used to earn that £300 a day, and that was awesome. And I was thinking, oh, I need to take some time off because I need to paint my new apartment, you know, paint and decorate. And it's something I can do. I'm just not great at it, but you know, I can do it, and it'll take me an awful long time. And my friend was actually saying, look, a painter costs you £10 a day, and he could paint your apartment better and faster than you ever could. So it is actually a false calculation to say I need to take time off work. I won't be able to earn my hourly income. If you could just go and hire somebody who does a job better than you and pay him for that, and then essentially you're winning just going to work, paying a painter decorator to do that job. He comes in with his crew and, you know, he does it in 3 days, takes you 2 weeks. And I was thinking, actually, that's a very, very good point. So that's exactly what I did. I hired a painter decorator to do that. He did a great job. I just kept working, and the end, really. That sometimes it's good to look at these things like that. So even if a service does cost money, it is often a good idea to do it anyway and pay for that, and then, you know, you get life back, time back, whatever. Oh, sunflower. Yeah, we're going to keep that for the Grange display. So then we're going to go make 2 more copper bars and 2 more iron bars, I think, right? So 2 more copper bars. I'll do that maybe overnight. Don't know if we can do that again. And then, oh yeah, and then we need to go bring you to the stables over. Very important. Ride my horse over to the stables for the night. We go take the cheese out, put that other milk into the cheese maker. There we go. I'm exhausted. Look at that. What a cool day, though. And we put that cheese into here. There. Now we can go and put some more iron bars on overnight. Ah, we're rocking and rolling. I'm inclined to pick up some more of the hardwood in the secret forest. I think we can just about squeeze that in. Come on, let's do it. Foraging for resources. Ooh! Oh, missed the vendor. What a shame. Fridays, yes. Sundays and Fridays. I know he's coming around here. Ah, more hardwood. Excellent. Better to pay someone. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's up until that point I had never really seen it that way, but when he made that calculation for me, I was thinking, damn, you're right, man. False economy, otherwise. You hated shopping that much, wow. Now, I'm glad Instacart works for you. I'm really happy about that. And it's so funny that you had already been using it for a while when we met. That's actually really cool. Yeah, I don't mind shopping. I like going shopping when we're not on crisis mode, that is. But what I like more than just shopping is shopping while you're organized, What I don't like is going into a shop and browsing, being on my feet literally for so long not getting something done. I like to be efficient about it. I like to have a list of things we're going to tackle, and we go in and we go and grab them, and then we go out. And we do that in the fastest and most efficient way. What I don't like is, well, maybe we're going to have a look for this, and I'm not sure about this, maybe we can do this. And you'd spend so much time just standing around without anything that makes a shopping. Or it's something like you go and spend literally $200 on interesting ingredients that are all good, but none of them make a meal together. That's also weird. I don't like that much either. That will keep. Okay, off to bed. And when you're focused around it, that's just, that I don't mind that. As planning is especially important when you go to places like IKEA or Costco. My goodness, impulse buying at those stores, not a good idea. How are we going to take home the 15,000 bottles of water now? Good point, yes. We don't have a car, do we? Dang, didn't think of that. Indeed, Brian. Many a relationship test is indeed surviving the first IKEA visit together and getting out alive and not getting a divorce by the time you're standing in line to get to pay. Saturday the 13th, come on. Let's make it a good Saturday. Let's go visit Clint. Get our magma geodes cracked open. Jay, I made you a little treat this morning in the saloon. Dig in, your friend Gus. What are we having? That is so cool, an omelette. Aw, Gus. I shall cherish that when I'm deep buried in the mines. I might even put the omelette and other food that I currently don't need in my fridge. That's a great idea. There, like, the pizza, the albacore. That's actually quite nice for the Grange display. Let's keep that for the Grange display. Omelette goes in here. That's very nice. I like it. People give me all kinds of recipes now. Hey, cat! Good to see you! This is the Grange display locker. Shouldn't really be connected to my workbench. It's a total waste of time to do that. But, them's the rules. That's regular coffee, so I don't think I'll pick that. I'll go pick this and that, put that in there. And then some of the other things we'll go and see what we do with them. Or maybe it's not connected to the locker. There. Now let's go water the plants and see our friend, the Clint. And I'm thinking then we can make the kegs, and then we may call it a day today. But yeah, more kegs, more magma geodes, and just improve that brewing empire just a little bit, I'm thinking. All right. Do you know? Yes, I can see why shopping is not a good thing for you, Dreamlab. I can see why. Social activity plus shopping. My goodness, I can see why that's not working. Aubergines. All right. Or eggplants, rather. Either way works for me. I don't much like any of them. Either eggplants nor aubergines. It's not that I dislike him, it's just that it's just not my kind of food. I think, you know, it's just, I don't think it's my kind of food. Charcoal, alright. I think that's enough on the charcoal front. I don't think I'll put another brew on there for a while. Do we have any bait left? No, no bait left. Okay. The two glasses, they make excellent, whatever it is. I believe some quartz. Refined quartz, I believe. That's what that makes. Do you know, I think that's why maybe we cope very well in this whole crisis with isolation and all that. We think, hey, it's not that different from usual, you know, other than the government tell me to do it now. Cow! Just thought I'd come and say hello. And milk you. There we go. Milked the cow. Where's the other cow? I suppose that's where fences really come into handy because... is he up there? Cow? Oh, there! Thought you were the field! Didn't see you out of there. Very good. Good to see you, cow. Cow's happy. Now let's go see Clint. Come on. Clint. I've got the magma geodes. And then our 77,000 smackers. That's good money. That's good money. Do you hike? I can't quite tell if it was a joke, Ralph, or not. Do you hike? Yeah, Dreamlab, it's always with these types of situations, it's really always what you make of it. Some people find themselves sitting at home and it's fine for them as long as they do it by choice, and the moment then you have to do it, their behavior doesn't really change, but the attitude towards the same behavior changes, and all of a sudden they think, oh, I'm trapped, I'm not allowed to go out, and then all of a sudden the thing that they did by choice last week becomes a burden this week. That's crazy. It's all about the mental attitude, isn't it? Hey, Clint. Let's see what's in those 14 geodes, man. Oh, you live next to a national park. How exciting. I'd hike as well then. That's a great idea. I used to do that in London on Richmond Common. That's a huge park. It's like miles and miles of open areas and paths that you can hike through. But in proper national park, I mean, wow. Do you know, many of these things I've not even seen what he's cracking open here. Lemon stone, never seen that before. Wow, what an exploit. Copper ore is always good. Burnt quartz, fire quartz rather. And there's more to come. I feel like this is a slot machine. Copper ore, bring it on, my man, come on. Stone, yeah, okay. Jasper, I don't think I've ever heard of Jasper. I mean, Jasper carrot, yes, but iron ore, good stuff. Thank you, Clint. Anything else we can upgrade here? Oh, no, we can't. Iridium trash can. I don't think so. That's, you know, not quite yet. Bye, Clint. Yeah, crazy, huh? Elliot. My goodness, my best buddy. What are we now on the friendship level? Elliot! My goodness, 4th on the list. Just below Penny. Nicely done. Gunther, I have so much stuff to donate. It's insane, man. Like this, I don't even know what that is anymore. But yeah, let's put it... why don't we put it on the side here? It's a good idea. And this purple thing as well, and this thing here too. Right. Reward. Haha. Gunther, give me reward. Collect reward. Obsidian vase. It's furniture. Can be placed inside your house. That's nice. Good. Glad we did this. So then, what's this then? This is jasper. When polished, this stone becomes attractively luminous. Prized by ancient peoples for thousands of years. Great. And then this is lemon stone. Some claim the powdered crystal is a dwarfish delicacy. Oh, maybe then we can give that to the dwarf guy. Maybe I'll just go leave my horse wherever and just quickly go to the bus stop. Was this copper ore? It looks like almost this here. That is looks like it's copper ore on top of the bridge here. Maybe it's not. Skid marks on the road. Oh my goodness. Drunk drivers. Hey, Pam. Just dropping by to say hi. Clean up your house. She has a strange sense of humor, that woman. Very strange. Well, that gets so... Look at that, refined quartz. Did I just put a copper bar in here? That wasn't the plan. There. I hope my horse comes back. I miss him already. Left him at Clint somewhere. Crazy. That goes in there. So another cheese machine is probably a good idea. Let's see if we can make... Yes! Another keg! That's it, one keg? Man, what are we missing? Wood! Of course. Wood. 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 Well, I know where we can get wood that's fairly close. Yeah, cow, indeed. I'm totally coming. Like this is a bit of a mess here, isn't it? So, that could do with a bit of chopping. I'm hoping, though, so the issue often with felling these trees close by the water is that they go and much of the wood produce falls into the water. So I'm trying to make that, you know, not happen. And there's also lots of mini trees here. Oh, this one we might leave, but the mini trees we're gonna go take out as well. Like this one too. There. Because, you know, just about saved a few. That's got a tapper on it, so we're going to leave that. And this one, yeah, we're going to take that one down as well. There. And then, if we go further over here, we come to what I like to call Pine Island. And there's so many pine trees here, it's ridiculous. So they seem to be growing, like, remarkably well here. There. And if we leave a few small ones here, they'll just grow like crazy. So we'll take some of the big ones down, and then we'll leave a few of the small ones here. And then, you know, you're starting to feel exhausted. Oh my goodness. Do we have anything to eat? Well, blackberry will do the trick. Since we have so many blackberries. It's ridiculous. Can I eat that? Oh no, that just planted that. Oh, that's not good. I don't want to do that. There. I thought I could eat that, but I guess not. That's a good question, actually. Did they close the Everglades? I don't know. I know they closed the Keys, so that's closed for visitors. And Everglades, I'm not sure if it's too big to be closed. It's one of those things that it's difficult to close a national park, isn't it? It might be. I've not actually heard if they have done it or not. Right. Right, yes, so that's, yeah. It's difficult enough with regular parks to close them. I mean, our parks had tape across them, and they were still, I mean, you know, it's yellow tape at the end of the day, so you could just go and walk right up there. There! I could probably even take this guy down, because next time we come back, all these trees will have grown again. There. That should be enough wood. Why don't we take this tree down as well? There. So at least now we know there's one pine tree left, and the rest of them are just little trees. I wonder what happens when we come back, if it's just gonna look huge again in that area. It probably does. There, more cheese. Awesome. So another cheese press and another keg. I think that's what I'd like to make today. See if we can do that. Yes! Keg! Awesome. We can make another keg. Alright, 2 more kegs. That's perfect. And second cheese press. Alright. That is seriously cool. Recycling machine we could make. Oh, and of course, very cool, 2 more preserve jars. Alright. Well, let's place those in here while we're in the vicinity. Awesome. Pickled what's-its? I don't even know what it is. Pickled, this could be pickled plum here, there we go. And what else we got? Well, there's aubergines. Great! Let's pickle those. And those, I guess, let's go put that and that in here. Oh yes, and that coffee needs to go over here. I love it. So very efficient. I'd love to have a shortcut to Jay's brewing empire. Like an internal traveling device. Second cheese press could just go here. Perfect. Ah, wine. Excellent. Anything else? No, nothing else is ready. Crazy, man. We're still working on the hops, so let's go and pick a couple of hops up here. And put my 3 kegs. Oh, wow, look at that. That's amazing. So keg goes here, and here, and there. Well, that means I need more hops. Do I have enough coffee? I've got some coffee here, so I'm gonna go and turn that into coffee. And then I've got a couple of hops here. And then we need one more. And maybe I'll make plum wine. There. And then we're going to call it a day. Plum can go back in here. Sell some of the stuff. I don't really know. For the trees, I don't know. I think the pine trees, I think they take... They're shorter to regrow because the pine trees appear to be there all the time, especially on this little island there. I don't know though what that means for regular trees. I think regular trees definitely, they take a while to grow. There, and this goes in my other locker here. I know, it's kind of, yeah, it's... I lost track of time. It was just so nice to browse around and cruise and chat with you. It was really nice. I put the jasper and the lemon stone and the fire quartz in here. And the iron bar I'll hold on to. Obsidian vase, I don't know if I'm going to put that... Should I put that inside? Because it's one of those things I'm not entirely sure about what even to do with. Let's see. Obsidian vase. I don't know, maybe down here? Yeah, I don't know. At least it's out of the way. Let's see how much cash all that produce has made us. Because, you know, that's really what I'd like to know. Look at that level 9 foraging. +1 axe proficiency. And we have a rain totem. What do you think a rain totem does? Bring on rain? I think I will, yeah. Save it for future... home upgrades. I think that's what I'll do. Whoa. Oh, that's a nice income. Not too much. Did I sell the beer? Oh, there wasn't any beer. That was still brewing. Pickled corn. Okay. 200. That's certainly more than just a regular cob of corn does. It's very nice. Blackberry wine didn't do much. So I might try to sell blackberry... pickles, and those were 3. Oh my goodness, so it might actually be more worth my while to sell the blackberries and not make wine out of them. So it looks like only the price for blackberries has increased, but not what comes out of blackberries. That's good to know. So blackberry wine, not a good idea. We'll keep that in mind. Well, there we go. Thank you so much for dropping by. I think my stream deck's gone to sleep, which is awesome. It's not cool. See if I can bring it back to life. There we go. Come on. Come on, connect, my friend. Yes, there you go. Thank you so much for dropping by. I'll see you later today, 5 p.m. on Twitch. I'm not sure what game we're playing. Brian was suggesting if we should maybe be playing What Remains of Edith Finch. Might be an idea. If you have other ideas, have a look at my games collection and pick out something that you think might be of interest. I'll go and put a link to my games collection in here. See if you find anything. Oh, thank you so much for the quote. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. I think that is an awesome thing to say goodbye. 5 p.m. on Twitch, otherwise 10 a.m. tomorrow morning on YouTube. Have a wonderful day. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.